Welcome to week 2 of Game of the Weeks, where we've got 5 ties from you from up and down the League 1. Next week we should have League 2 included in there as well. This week in League 1 we do have a brand new leader of the title race, which will be very interesting now. We see who's going to be the new title holders and who is currently top. Nottingham Forest led going into this second round of fixtures, but who's taken the crown from them for this week? Let's get down and watch some of the highlights of the latest footage. We've got the highlights of Burnley versus Sheffield Wednesday from Turf Moor. This was proven to be a good cracker of a game. Very local rivals. Burnley have come off two straight defeats in their opening 2 games, one 7-0 and one 4-2. They'll be looking to shake things up and maybe get a victory in. Sheffield Wednesday lost their opening game of the season, and then they played Leicester and they beat Leicester, so they've still got a point to prove if they want to get out of the mid-table mediocrity. So needless to say, let's get on with the highlights and see how both teams got on. Straight up, we've got an opportunity there for Sheffield Wednesday with Johnson dribbling straight through the centre and slotting the ball home. A great tackle there by Connor Wickham, and needless to say, that was never a booking. Alright, it was probably the disgusting tackle. Great crossing by Mahogma and a finish off there by Nuzik. He is 6'5", so he is a bit of a beast up in there. A little bit of a calamity defending by Sheffield Wednesday here. That was a blatant handball, as you can see, but the referee never spotted it. Ball just goes wide in the end. Another great cross there by Burnley. They're probably their first chance of the game, and fantastic finish by Sam Vokes. Quality player and a great goal scoring machine. Another great ball in there from Antonio, and Wickham putting the ball nice and easily into the back of the net with a great header. Antonio with another shot there. And keeper looks like he had it covered quite comfortably anyway in the end. Wickham here getting needlessly fouled. The referee did give him a yellow card for that once the advantage had played on. Another cross into the box there, and Nuzik getting the header in. In the end, the teams ended up 4-1 to Sheffield Wednesday. It was a fairly even game. Could have gone either way, to be honest with you. It didn't look like it was all Sheffield one-way traffic, with possession evenly shared between both teams. I know Burnley will be looking to move on forward from this in the next few games and hopefully start climbing up the league and maybe starting off with a draw and a win to really turn their season around. And then we'll see how they get on. Sheffield Wednesday, as I say, just coming out of mid-table now, and hopefully we'll be looking for that late promotion push at the end of the season in order to cement their place in the division when they split down. Absolute heavyweights. We've got Werder Bremen versus Nottingham Forest at the Werder Stadion in Germany. Both teams undefeated in the league this season. Nottingham Forest won the first 3 games in a row and scored an absolute shed load to go, 13 goals in their first 3 games. Werder Bremen were also unbeaten in their first 2 games. They won them both and scored 4 goals as well, so we were in for a real treat. Let's get down and watch the highlights and see how they go on. Up first, we've got a shot here from Nottingham Forest, having a fantastic shot at the keeper there. The Werder Bremen goalie is a very, very good goalie, and he should save those comfortably from that distance. But Nottingham Forest weren't done. They were still peppering the goal, keep going into the game. They were digging away throughout the whole of this game. Another really, really close, evenly fought game here as well. The striker there just getting in the way of the keeper, making it a little bit trickier than it should have been. This was one of the first real scares there for the game, but it didn't need us to say nothing happened from that one. Notts Forest taking their lead there with the Werder Bremen keeper in no man's land. Werder Bremen though straight through the centre, nice direct run, and hitting the post there. Really should have scored that one, shouldn't have missed at all. Notts for Werder Bremen again having a miss there from Hunt. Lansbury not looking what he was doing. Werder Bremen there getting back into the game, making it 1-1. And then Notts Forest still wanting to get into the game. They really didn't want to lose this game. It was a game that could have gone either way for pretty much most of it. Another great crossing from Nottingham Forest. This one really should have been a goal. Absolutely fantastic shot, but the Werder Bremen keeper saved that. Great header there, 12 yards out. Werder Bremen carrying on, powerful header there, and the Nottingham Forest defender just couldn't keep it out. It was an unlucky right at the end. I think that was in the last minute of the game there, and there was no turning back for Nottingham Forest with that one. So that does give a surprise defeat there, Nottingham Forest losing their first game of the season. But Bremen carry on going with 3 games played, 3 games won, and looking in a very comfortable position there. Really, really good team there. We're looking forward to seeing how these 2 guys get on for the rest of the season and seeing how Nottingham Forest bounce back in their next game. We've got a game between Wigan and Seattle at the DW Stadium. Wigan on fantastic form at the moment coming into this game, winning 2 out of their first 2 matches. Seattle Sounders not doing so good, only racking up a draw in their first 2 games. Needless to say, they'll be looking to improve on those first results and seeing what they can come out with. Let's take a look at the highlights and see how they came on. First of all, we've got a lovely bit of play here by Wigan. A little bit simple passing, a fantastic little shot there. Keeper had it covered, beautiful tip wide. Nice pressure again from Wigan on the attack, Mitrovic throughout the whole of this game, and a fantastic shot on goal there. Wigan looking very strong at top. Some very strong players. Seattle equalising very quickly after that first goal, making it 1-1 in a very tight game. Wigan then proceeding to get a third goal of the game, which was their second, to make it 2-1. Great goal, and there's a booking there for Seattle, getting a little bit rough later on in the game in order to try and get the goal back. That's a fantastic save from El Habsi there for Wigan, probably keeping them into this tie and sealing the points for them. Wigan do come out with a win there, although they still carried on to attack quite hard against Seattle in order to try and get 3 goals in order to proceed and further up the table with their goal difference. 2-1 in the end it was to Wigan. They would be pleased with that, and Seattle won't be as happy as they could have been with that. Definitely looking for their first one of the season. Hopefully they'll be a little bit more up for the next game, or a little bit better, hopefully. Goal difference of -2 for Seattle now. Wigan looking very good. Who are currently second in the league with 100% so far. So yeah, Wigan looking very good. Up next we've got Bolton versus Werder Bremen at the Reebok Stadium. Bolton have won so far one of their first 3 games, and Werder Bremen have won 3 out of 3 on 100% so far. This is the 4th game of the season for them, and this is Bolton's 4th game of the season as well. Let's get on and watch the highlights and see how the teams got on against each other. Up first, we've got a lovely bit of move there by Bolton, and well tackled by the Werder Bremen player, just clips him and gets booked. Another good shot here from Werder Bremen coming up. Hell of a shot there. Keeper was beat up. At 1-0. Werder Bremen again going on the attack. Bolton keeper again having a good save there. He was keeping into the game at certain parts, was Bogdan. Very good keeper. Bolton certainly looking the rougher out of the 2 teams. A few bookings in the game. I think it was a 3 or 4. And Werder Bremen here taking it on, going for the early shot against the keeper. He gets a great touch to it. Bogdan, great save there. Really should have been another goal. Werder Bremen on the attack again. It was all Werder Bremen. Bolton were on the back foot for the whole of this game. But mind you, Werder Bremen were 3 out of 3 going into this game, looking to go 4 out of 4 and maintain 100%. That was a disgusting tackle there by the Bolton players. That was the 3rd yellow card of the game. Werder Bremen trying to get back into the game with a little roughing it up again, and they got their first booking of the game. Bolton again, booked again. That was his 4th booking. Free kick came up just after that one and just missed. End result: Werder Bremen 1, Bolton 0. Up next we've got Nottingham Forest versus Watford at the City Ground. Nottingham Forest on 100% so far, 3 wins out of 3. Watford have only got 1 in their first 2 games, coming into this game looking for a victory. Let's go on with the highlights and see how this game got on. No, Nottingham Forest have got some very good attackers, what with Cox up front, but Watford have got a good keeper when he is on form with Almunia. So let's just see how it happens. Let's get to the game. First up we have a nice opportunity for Nottingham Forest here. Good ball through there, and I think this is Cox from 25 yards out, finishes it past Almunia. Almunia was just left stranded there. Nottingham Forest again on attack. Looks like Reed's on the ball. It looks like he's going to have a little pop at the goalkeeper here. Almunia comes up. Oh, it's the defender. Almunia comes up and fumbles it in true Almunia style from when he was at Arsenal. An easy finish home there for Nottingham Forest, making it 2-0. This looks like it's the 3rd goal of the game. It looks like a through ball there. Watford defenders going a terrible defence there, but defending there by Watford, putting them straight through and making it 3-0 to Nottingham Forest, thus giving them the 100% league record. And Watford still looking for their 2nd win of the season. Hopefully they'll continue to improve and get that win, and hopefully Notts Forest will continue to carry on up the league. They are sitting in 2nd place as we currently speak with 3 wins and 1 loss. So let's see how they get on. They've got Werder Bremen coming up soon, and hopefully they can give us a decent game. As was said earlier in the show, we were discussing who was going to be top of the league, and now we can find out that Werder Bremen have now taken the lead, only team to have four wins in 4 games, full 12 points. So fantastic result for them so far. Slowly backing them up in Nottingham Forest. Wigan and Bolton have both only played 3 games, with Barnsley only playing 2, who've got a few more games to play this week. Then a bit further down to Blackpool, followed by Sheffield Wednesday, Leicester and Bolton, and Brighton all making up the top half of the league. Bolton, though, will have to sort out their leaky defence, with the only team in the top half of the division with a minus goal difference. Then propping up the bottom of the table, we've got Burnley, Coventry and Leeds, who have all failed to win a game so far. Coventry have still got a game in hand over their bitter rivals of Leeds and Burnley even, to see how they get on. Middlesbrough, Reading and Watford all slugging it out with 3 points, along with Celtic and Villarreal, but Villarreal have only played 1 game and they've got a couple of games in hand over their counterparts. Shortly we'll soon see how the league is going to be forming and who is going to be at the top, and see if Werder Bremen and Notts Forest can still continue this title push that they've started for. Don't forget, the top 5 of this will go into a separate league, followed by the next 5 going into another league, and the bottom 5 then dispersing into the conference. League 2 starts this week, which will be interesting to see how they get on as well. And then in 3 weeks' time, what we'll do is we'll be introducing the new Cup, which will play the League 1 and League 2 against each other at different rounds, and see who the winner of the Cup is, thus giving us something else slightly different to concentrate on. But thank you for tuning into the show. Hopefully you'll watch more highlights next week and some more fantastic goals. Until then, Auf Wiedersehen.